flag ceremony. So Susanna, can you please post the flag ceremony?
Attention.
Only the pledge of allegiance.
Okay. Please show me the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The full flag. Color guard, please secure the halyards. Color guard, reform ranks. About face. Color guard, advance. Color guard, halt. Color guard, dismiss your beddings.
Next, we have officer readiness. Grace, do you have the timing signals ready with your iPad? Yeah. Okay, good. Claire, can you find out who's absent right now? Okay.
Sophie's absent. That's the only person.
Yeah, the only person? Okay. Lillian, tables and chairs. Can you help maintain order?
Sure.
Yeah. And tabletop exercise. Elena T.
Yeah.
Can you conduct a tabletop exercise? Like, are you ready to?
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Ray, can you introduce our adult leader in person?
Okay. Do that. Thank you, Ms. President. Who is this person? What workshops did he do?
How to be a good evaluator?
Okay, that's good. That's one. Huh? She did another one.
Facial expressions.
Very good, right?
Very good, yeah. Body language. Good memory there.
So, Rovina Suri, distinguished Toastmaster, my mentor in Toastmasters, and my co-pilot for the Youth Leadership Program. Thank you.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Who is he?
Handsome man.
Which workshop did he do?
It was the one about how to take a listener.
What is that?
Never mind.
It's a tricky question. He didn't do any workshops. Abhijit, Joshi, right? He is the officer in ToastMasters district. This is like our Boy Scout, what is that, council, right? So you are currently cool. Club Growth Director for the District 101. So thank you for coming to our program and help award the YLP certificates to you guys in the end.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
He is very experienced, and then you guys can grab him and chat with him about his Toastmasters experiences or advices. Great, thank you. Oh, yeah, Steve. Steve, please. What's his name? And also known as?
That's right.
Which workshop did he do?
The one for like the business meetings and how it works.
Did he get it right?
Yeah.
Very good. Chairmanship and parliamentary procedure.
That's right.
Right. He's one of the best speakers in our troop.
Oh.
One of the best dads.
Oh.
I learned a lot from him. We don't have Vienna here, right? Not yet. Okay. Cool. Now back to you, Mr. President.
Mr. Ray, could you show us the learnings and adjustments?
Okay, I'll go this way. So last session was the first in-person session, and some of the participants were chatting, were not quiet, so please be quiet and respect the speaker. How are we supposed to listen to the speaker? Eyes on the speaker, right? Okay. And show your expression. And then last session, we also had a couple of speakers who went over time. We wanted to enforce the time. Please just limit your speech to 4 to 5 minutes. 4 minutes, it turns green, right, Grace? 4 minutes green, 4.5 minutes yellow, and 5 minutes red. When it's red, you have 30 seconds to wrap up. We will announce that, and then at 5 minutes and 30 seconds, we will just cut you off.
What's the timer for table topics?
Table topics is just 1 to 2 minutes.
Is it the same colors at the same time? Like.
Yeah, so 1 minute green, 1 minute and 30 seconds yellow, and 2 minutes red. Yeah, so that's it. Back to you.
So first of all, on our agenda, we have table topics exercise, and we then have 4 prepared speeches and 4 group evaluations. After that, we have a break, and there are another 3 prepared speeches and 3 group evaluations. After the 3 group evaluations, we have an award ceremony, and that's about it. So, Alina, can you conduct the table topics exercise?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Grace, get ready to show the, sending signal. Cool.
So, first up we have Susanna.
We need the vacuum, the oil.
So your question is, if you could talk to animals, what animals would you talk to and what would you talk about? If I could talk to any animal in the world, it would be a dog. I have a pet dog, and I always want to hear its emotions, and I want to learn about what she feels when I talk to her or when I interact with her, and I want to know how she's feeling, because many animals, they can't really express their feelings, and what they do is they bark or they show facial and body language. However, they can't really talk to you about their specific feelings. And if I could talk to my dog, Boca, I would ask her which activity she likes doing, what she likes doing when she goes out, what is her favorite hobby, what is her favorite color, which one is her favorite toy. I feel like all of these can help me bond with her more as an owner, and it can just let me know her better, so I know where to bring her, what type of clothes she likes to wear, and which toys she likes to play with. And I feel like as an owner, it is really important for me to interact with my pet and to let her know that I love her and that she is the best dog in the world, and I would just ask her about everything I could, and it would be a good companion to talk to, because when I'm bored, I know who to talk to, and I feel like it's a good opportunity to socialize with animals, and it gives us an insight on the difference between humans and animals, because dogs have super senses where they can smell really well, and I want to know every single thing she is smelling and how far it is, and I want to know about all her abilities that differ from humans, and that is why I would speak to a dog if I could speak to any animal in the world. Thank you. So next we have Angela. Your question is, what are your favorite sports or sport and why?
Okay, my favorite sports are competitive swimming and volleyball because, well, I swim, and swimming is calming and fun, and like, it's just like really exciting to race against other people, and like the feeling of winning is like awesome. But losing is also okay because you can learn from your loss and prepare to become better in the sport to try to win again. So that's why I like swimming. And in volleyball, I'm on my school's volleyball team, and I like it because I get to go against other schools, and like you can see the differences between each school. And it's just really fun in general because it's a team sport, and you get to bond with people you've never met before, and you just like meet a lot of new people and friends. So that's why I like the sport of swimming and volleyball.
Next up we have Alice. So your question is, if you were to meet an emu later today, what would you do?
Okay, so my biggest question would be, why would there be an emu after 9 p.m. and why in the middle of San Jose or Cupertino? That would be very confusing. The first thing I'd probably do is call animal control, because having an emu come up to you and being like, hi, would be a very concerning experience for me. I'm not sure about you guys. If you guys were to meet an emu after 9, I don't know what you guys would do, but it'd be very interesting. Australia, which would probably be the best idea because I don't think there are any emus near any zoos here, and thus calling animal control would probably be the best idea. Also, like me talk to an emu or just what would I do?
Like, you're just a normal person and a normal emu.
I'd just be very concerned, I believe, because emus, they're like 6 feet taller than me. That's concerning. They're taller, they're like this tall. And they're really big too, so I just think it'd be just calling animal control and then figuring out where the heck it's there would probably be that best idea. Also, it'd just be really weird in general just having an emu next to you, but be an interesting experience indeed. So thank you.
Next we have Grace. So your question is, if someone gave you $1 million, what would you do with it?
Firstly, if I had $1 million, I just do nothing with it. I mean, like, firstly, I can just save up the money, and I just won't do anything with it. And so, when I grow up, for example, if I don't know, if I don't get into college or something, then I'll still have enough money to sustain good life, and so if I just spend it all, then it'd be risking my whole entire life, and if I have like no future, I'd also if you want me to spend something, then I just donate a lot of my money to I guess places because I guess it'd just be kind of mean to just keep $1 million all just to myself, and I guess maybe I guess I'll just keep the money, and then in the future maybe I'll just do whatever I want with it, and I guess, or I can just buy a living or go with it. Anyway, bye.
Next we have Gabby. So your question is, if you could only take one thing with you on a trip, what would you take?
If I could only take one thing with me on a trip, I would probably take some seeds because, wait, on a trip or just like place? Are you saying that I'm getting like deserted on an island or what? Okay, so if I were to be deserted on an island, the one thing that I would probably bring would be seeds because I can grow crops once I get on the island with those seeds and get food supplies, so I won't starve or die on the island. And, well, because seeds, well, you can grow things with the seeds, and it's really easy to carry because the seeds are really small and they fit basically in any pocket that you can think of. And also seeds you can feed to like birds if you find any on the island, and they can breed those birds, and if you're really hungry, you can eat the birds. It's true though, cannibalism, yes. So yeah, that's why I would bring seeds as the only thing that I could if I was to be deserted on an island.
Next we have Natalie. Your question is, if you could be a mythical creature, which one would you be and why?
Alright, so my one is kind of dead. I'm going to try as long as I can. So, if I were to be a mythical creature, I would probably want to be like a dragon because those are really, really cool. They like breathe fire, like rah, you know? And they're like really long also, and they can fly, which is pretty cool because like imagine like you want to like run away or something, and you just turn into a dragon and you like fly away somewhere. That was kind of fun. And then you have like claws, so you can, and also dragons can swim really well. So then you can like go in the water whenever you want and like catch fish and have like free sushi. And if you don't like raw fish, you can always like use your fire and like cook the fish, so you have like another meal. And then you can also visit places for free. You'll probably get money from it too, because people are like, I want to pay to see a dragon, right? So free money, free food, free transportation. Those are all pluses. And they're also just really, really, really cool. So yeah, that's why I want to be a dragon.
And next we have Angela. What? Oh, is it Angela? So your question is, if you could design your own game, what would it be about?
Oh no. So I don't know anything about coding, and that is a problem because if I were to design a game, I don't know if I would also have to code it because then it would probably be very limited. I'd be like, the only thing I would do would just be print, I don't know, say something, and that's it. Just like yes or no, and that's the game. That's it. But if I wasn't the one to code it, I would probably make a game. Probably an adventure-based game with some lore and puzzles and stuff, and some cool graphics, because at least I can make graphics but not code. I would probably have to hire someone to do that. Or I am. And I would probably, I don't think I would hire anyone to do the graphics because I want it to feel homemade and probably very bad. And I would probably have to animate a lot of stuff too if I wanted it to look good. And I don't know if I have the patience for that. But we'll see, I guess. I actually had thought about making a game before, but not code it. Definitely not code it. The plan was actually to make either my dad or my godfather in Sweden code it, or both of them. So if we ever decide to do that, thanks Dad. And also, thanks Project. He's my godfather. He will, I think I heard that he's coming back from Sweden tomorrow. And I would probably not be able to code anything. So that's definitely some limitations there. Okay.
Okay, so now we are going to start our speakers. Our first speaker is Emily, and her evaluator is Lillian, and the assistant evaluator is me.
Speech outcome.
So this speech is going to be about this one Genshin Impact character named Sayo. Sayo is a sleep-deprived ninja. At least she looks sleep-deprived. She actually gets enough sleep for her own good. And she actually probably gets a little bit too much. Anyways, Sayo is probably a bit older than me, yet but her height would probably like make it look like she's younger than me. Hence why she worries about her height so much. And because of her height, and like the fact that she only believes that sleep will help her grow, she starts sleeping a lot. And according to her, the more she sleeps, the sleepier she becomes. So therefore, if she sleeps more and then she becomes more sleepier, then that means she's going to sleep even more, which will make her even more sleepier, and so on and so forth. Since she's a ninja, she probably knows how to get away, because in the game she actually managed to get away with a bunch of random useful stuff in the Archon quest. When we first meet her, we find out that like she's a ninja and like all that stuff. And since she's a ninja, she knows how to get away. She normally uses her skills to escape work. But even though she like escapes work and like naps all day and all that stuff, she still does her work. But like the only very important ones, like murder missions, apparently. And like yeah, that. And then somebody made this one character in Genshin Impact, her name is Ayaka. She made this mini theory about why Sayu is lazy. And that is probably because of her sensei leaving her. Since when her sensei was still there, Sayu used to be like energetic probably and all that stuff because she used to look up to her sensei. But then her sensei left for God knows why. And yeah, we know how that ended. She is now a very sleepy child. Another thing is the fact that Sayu, her outfit is inspired by Mujina. Do not ask me what a Mujina is, because I do not know. But apparently many people call her Tanuki. And just so you know, a Tanuki is like this Japanese raccoon dog thing. And I feel it's pretty adorable, if I'm being honest. And some people, they call her a Tanuki. She will sometimes go so far as to attack them and probably kill them, but like I don't know if she will kill them or not. Thank you for wasting your time on this very prepared speech.
Main evaluator is also me, and the assistant evaluator is me.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So my speech is going to be like kind of informative about two of like the most famous fast foods ever, which is burgers and hot dogs, because my friends told me to do that. Okay, so something about burgers. They are, I wouldn't say they're a lot healthier, but like from the overall perspective, they're healthy. One, because they use more fresh products, like freshly ground beef and chicken. And they also include vegetables like lettuce and tomatoes. And hot dogs, everyone calls them, everyone calls them a mystery meat because no one really knows what's in hot dogs. But everyone says they're using it from pigs.
But hot dogs are usually made into multiple different flavors and are put into a casing, which is made from like animal intestines. So they wrap. Look, hot dogs are made from like emulsified meat trimmings. So like parts of the meat that they don't want to sell are put into hot dogs with chicken, beef, or pork, and it's blended together to make like a batter out of meat, and then they stuff it into animal intestines so it keeps the shape of like a sausage. And then from an overall perspective, hamburgers are healthier because they also like seem to have fresher ingredients in them. But based on calories, hot dogs are actually a lot healthier than a hamburger is. And my friends say to eat more hot dogs because hamburgers are usually made with beef, and beef is made from cows, and cows have milk, so we should save the cows. And they also think cows are cute, so that was another reason. And this is how the burger was invented. A man named Louis Lasson invented the burger when he put scraps of ground beef between slices of bread for fast, easy eating, like just like a quick snack. And then for hot dogs, it came from two German towns who claimed to be the original birthplace. And this place called Frankfurt, or this place from I'm not entirely sure, called Frankfurt claims that like the sausage was invented in that place over 500 years ago in 1484, which is 8 years before Columbus sailed to America. And also, Mickey Mouse's first words were hot dog. That's a fun fact. And burgers were introduced to the U.S. by the Germans from a dish called Hamburg steak, which is like a beef patty with like other stuff. And then cheeseburgers account for 71% of beef served in U.S. commercial hotels. And I'm sure a lot of you guys want the answer to this question, which is a hot dog a sandwich? On the internet, I found that this place called the U.S. Department of Agriculture, USDA, describes a sandwich as a meat or poultry filled between two slices of bread, a bun, or a biscuit. By that definition, a hot dog is a sandwich. But a thing called the National Hot Dog and Sausage Council says that it is not a sandwich. So, unfortunately, I do not have an answer for that question. Thank you very much. Our next speaker is Eileen, and the main evaluator is Grace, and the assistant evaluator is Alice. So I'll be talking about an experiment that I conducted a while back, like in 6th grade. I would create an ideal cup that would prevent all three types of heat transfer: conduction, convection, and radiation. What I did for the first step was to put regular water temperature at 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius with 100 milliliters into this cup. After that, I would wait 30 minutes and see how much the temperature had changed. For the second step, I would put cotton inside a larger cup and put this in between so that I would have like layers basically. I did this because cotton traps air, so warm air is slower coming in and out. Cotton also prevents heat conduction, so it is a good insulator. Once done, I poured water at the same temperature, 0 degrees Celsius and 32 degrees
Fahrenheit, and it was 100 milliliters. After 30 minutes, I measured the temperature again. In my last step, I put foil around a larger cup with cotton in between the smaller cup. This is like some of the photos, what it would look like. I chose aluminum foil because it reflects heat radiation, so it keeps it cooler. And metal is known as a good conductor, so to keep the water cooler for a longer period of time. After I wrapped it all around, I put water inside at the same temperature, and I waited for the same amount of time before I checked the temperature. I did this a total of 4 times to ensure that I get accurate results. In the 4 trials, I found that the average temperature increase in the first step was by 5 degrees Celsius or 41 degrees Fahrenheit in 30 minutes. In my second step, it decreased and it was 3 degrees Celsius or 37.4 degrees Fahrenheit. So it showed that it improved. And in my third step, which I have foil wrapped around everything, it showed that it increased by 2 degrees Celsius or 35.6 degrees Fahrenheit in 30 minutes. It shows that double layered cotton and foil does help prevent heat transfer. What I could have improved was that instead of having plastic cups, I would have metal cups, as many of the water bottles that we have now have metal, as to prevent heat transfer or to keep heat inside. I would also wanted my materials to be slimmer because at the these prototypes, they were really thick. But altogether, it showed that it maintains the coolness of the drink better than a regular plastic cup. Thank you.
Our next speaker will be Alina Y, and the main evaluator is Susanna, and the assistant evaluator is Grace.
Okay, so hello, as you all know, my name is Alina, and so today I'll be talking about Disney. And as you all know already, well, as you should know, Disney is a company that makes movies with a lot of interesting stories that totally make a lot of sense. Like a girl is in distress, a boy or a prince comes and saves her, they fall in love, they get married, la 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 la, they happy ending, you know? Yeah, super logical. But then when you think about it deeply, you realize that some stories like Rapunzel, Cinderella, and Pocahontas are a bit messed up. So let's dive in. So first of all, Rapunzel, right? So Rapunzel, if you don't know, is about this girl who is a daughter of a royal family, and Mother Gothel kidnaps her to a tower. And so she lives in that tower for like the most of her life. And then, so every year on her birthday, she sees floating lanterns let out that are from the kingdom of Corona, trying to get her back to the kingdom. And so she gets curious. So this is where all the loopholes start popping up. So first of all, what made me wonder was Mother Gothel appears to have told Rapunzel her birthday, as Rapunzel was kidnapped at, like, I don't know, after she was born. So assuming that she probably does not know anything, as newborns really don't have any memory. And so basically, why did Mother Gothel tell Rapunzel her birthday? Because you think about it, if you know your birthday, and you know your name, and you know how you look like, you can retrieve a lot of information from that. And if I were an identity thief, you can just take that information and be that person for like, I don't know, the rest of your life. And then next is her tower. So basically, she gets kidnapped and gets placed in this tower. So that makes you wonder, how did Mother Gothel get that tower in the first place? as she could have had just built it or let someone build it for her or magically spawn it. But building that is very illogical, as building a tower in the middle of nowhere is probably very hard and will take around a year. And that is Costa. And then magic, on the other hand, might not be possible, as in Rapunzel, the only source of magic is Rapunzel's hair or the flower. And then, so yeah, all of these questions that I currently have are unanswered to Disney's wonderful movie, Tangled. Next will be Cinderella. So Cinderella's plot is a lot like the one I told you in the beginning. So Cinderella's a poor girl. She wasn't really distressed, but she met a prince and then they fall in love, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, so, this is what I'm trying to say right here. So Cinderella has this shoe that apparently fits perfectly on her. And if it fit perfectly on her, then why would it fall off? Because if you think about it, if the shoe fits perfectly, it wouldn't fall off, right? So, but then the author decided to make it fall off. And also, the prince also decides to take that shoe and go around the kingdom to fit on every single girl. And if you think about it, doesn't the prince have facial recognition? Like, he met the girl and they danced with each other, they talked with each other for around an hour. Like, how would you not remember that face? And plus, Cinderella looked exactly the same throughout the entire movie except for her outfit and her hairstyle. So, I think she's recognizable. So yeah, lastly is Pocahontas. So Pocahontas is about John Smith, which is an Englishman, and a lot of other men who come to where Pocahontas lives, and they've never met before. No one knows about Pocahontas' tribe and stuff, and they don't know anything. But when they come, they're just like, "Hi guys, I totally know who you are," and they're like, "Hi guys, I understand you too." Like, what? Like, literally, they're just like, "I understand you guys. We know English," without having to go through tutoring, without having any difficulty. Even though Disney probably saved the difficulty from happening in order to prevent like confusion for younger like watchers of the movie, but still, it's illogical as you can't really just write a language within a snap of the fingers. And so that is my point of today. As you can see from those three examples, that Disney actually is not in fact perfect as most younger people think. And Disney is not as good and it's overrated. And yeah, thank you.
Now we have rosebuds, and thorns for the speeches, which is basically evaluating the speeches. The first evaluator will be Lily.
Okay. Should I say that?
Yeah, you do.
Okay. I feel like Emily, she spoke like a bit fast and was kind of nervous, but then like she kept eye contact majority of the time. She had some filler words, like only some though, and then there was like some spaces in between where she kind of paused. The speech was well prepared, I guess, and then she used like easy to understand words, so then I could understand it. The sentences were short, so okay. There was one thing. Like, you didn't really explain a lot about like other than like Sayu, yeah. No one, if you don't play the game, you don't really know an Archon or Icon is. Then yeah, okay, they might not understand.
Didn't I legitimately say I was definitely prepared with sarcasm?
You're gonna,
So like, yeah, wait. Emily, okay. Emily's speech, when she was talking, sometimes she talked a bit too fast or a bit too slow. And like, there were a lot of stuttering in her words, but that's like normal because even I do it sometimes. It's normal for people to stutter or say filler words because you just need practice to speak in front of a big group of people. You could have elaborated more on who Sayu was and what you were explaining about, because I think that you're talking about the character Sayu, right? Mm-hmm. And like who she was and facts about her. But you could have elaborated more like what game from? She said. Tension? Well, you could like elaborate more on like the other side characters that you talked about. Overall, it was a really good speech, and I enjoyed it. So, are there any other evaluations from other people?
Can I say, as someone that also plays Genshin, and for some reason God saw you like 7 times in a row, I appreciated that because even though I have C6 saw you, she is at level 20, and I am disappointed in myself. But yeah, I might raise her now.
You better build Sai. Sai would actually do something good as a healer.
I know, but I got Kokomi.
Okay, so I have Pokemon and she.
Okay, let's move on to the next evaluation. Go ahead.
Okay, the next evaluator is me for Natalie's speech. So your speech was very well prepared, and there were many facts like in the speech, and like such as where the sausage was invented and how long ago it was invented and stuff. And you also had no filler words, or at least not a lot. And there were a lot of humor in your speech. So it was a good speech overall.
I thought it was really well prepared, and it seemed like she had thought it through. She introduced her argument, and she talked about the history behind the hot dog, if I'm correct. And she took into consideration of the audience's thoughts, such as our hot dog sandwiches. It was clear, and I knew what she was saying, but it wasn't that loud. At the same time, her voice is not the best right now, so it's understandable. And she used really clear, sophisticated words with a good story. And she had a well-constructed speech, and I think she got her purpose through.
Are there any other comments? Eileen?
Yeah, I also thought the same thing as Suzanne. She achieved her purpose and explained clearly. She spoke very fluently, and I could understand every word. She also entertained her audience, because I heard a lot of laughs, and I feel like she included the audience into her speech, and it was clearly very well prepared.
Can I add something? I really liked it when Natalie mentioned like her preference between burger or and hot dog, right? And the wine, she actually preferred hot dog. So anytime you ingest your own personal opinion and show the insight into your mind, that's really engaging. For that.
Our next evaluator is Grace for Eileen's speech.
Okay, thank you. Hello. I like Eileen's speech a lot about her science maybe. It was very interesting, and I'm very interested in science. I liked her wording, and it was very easy to understand. Her explaining was it was good, but also she could improve on it. I guess that's it.
Alice, do you have anything to add on?
Sure. So I think Eileen's speech was really good. I was a bit confused at the introduction, so he sort of skimmed over on what the project is for quite quickly, but I don't blame you because at the beginning of the speech, I did the same. I left my entire speech. However, you were really good with your, so I guess Grace has said, the wording was really good. It was really easy to understand. And if I tried to reproduce that experiment right now, I probably would be able to do it because the point came across really nicely. Now, some places that could have been improved is, so like, you're used to some of the materials. So I know that you explained your foil with the, because heat, so like it protects the water from the heat. but I was a bit confused with your use of cotton for like parts of the cup. So if you could have added on with parts of that, it would be really nice. But overall, it was a really good speech and it was really well prepared.
Are there any other comments?
Do you have comments, Abhijit or Adina?
It was really good how you used how you actually brought up the props like the cotton, the plastic cups, the foil and stuff. But I feel like you could have given a little more detail about how you could have thought you could make the project slimmer. But overall, it's really good.
Any other additional comments? No, okay. Our next evaluator is Susanna for Alina Wine's speech.
It was really well constructed and it sounded like she really practiced it beforehand. There was good storytelling. I liked how she did not assume that we knew the story and she introduced the story and did a bit of storytelling before she actually talked about why it was absurd. She used transition words, which made it really well organized, and it was clear and loud. There weren't that many filler words, but I heard like 2 or 3. There were good word choices, and she talked about the problems about Disney, and it was really interesting.
Grace, do you have anything to add on?
Okay, it was a good speech. Yes, Disney does not use common sense ever. And your examples were just some of the times when Disney doesn't use common sense, and I don't even think that they're the worst cases of not using common sense. And I liked it. It was funny. I like Disney. It is very overrated, I'll tell you that. But now, I guess, yeah.
Are there any additional, yes, Ellen?
Do I need to say that? Okay, so I liked your speech, and I know through your Rapunzel thingy-bobber, and since you now mentioned the fact that like the tower just like came out of nowhere, now that you mentioned that, what does the lower part of the tower even look like? And another thing is like that one part where Rapunzel and that random male human being, I forgot his name, like went underwater. How did they not drown? they were underwater for a pretty long period of time. I tried holding my breath for that long. I felt like I was gonna die. And yeah.
I really enjoyed how you concluded the speech. Like, Disney is overrated. It will stay on our minds for a long amount of time. Thank you.
Can I add something?
Yeah.
I really like the topic. The topic relates to a lot of people, including us. And maybe because I'm old, but I feel that you could have slowed down a little bit, and instead of talking 3 movies, maybe just talk 2, focus on two of them, and then talk more slowly, really, and add more drama, add more voice modulation, variation to it. Thank you.
Are there any additional comments? No? Okay. The next thing on our agenda is a 10-minute break. Meeting now.
And the evaluator is Alex. The assistant evaluator is Gabby.
Last week, Angela had the idea of doing a speech on her trumpet, so I thought, why only trumpet? I'm going to talk about my school's first period beginning band. Yeah, wonderful. Okay, so beginning of the year, I meet my teacher. She has a Filipino husband that's going on about her ethnicity. I don't know if she's Chinese or not. I have no clue. So, I meet her. First off, I really like her. She's short. She's I don't know. She looks Asian. And she's pregnant. Wonderful. So, we go on for 2 months to learn all the notes and scales and everything, and it's killing me because I already know all this stuff. And so does the other flutes and some other people in the class. And then we got our instruments. I was so happy. When we're going to play something. Another month goes by, and we only use our headpieces. Haven't played a single note on any of our instruments. 3 months I spent in beginning band, hoping something interesting would happen. If you call squeaking on a clarinet's headpiece interesting, then yeah, sure, it happened. So, we go on and another month passes by around and we get our full instruments and we start playing notes. Happy. If it weren't for the saxophones! There's so many of them. 3 flutes, 5 saxophones, 1 tenor sax, 1 bass clarinet, 7 clarinets, 5 trumpets, 2 trombones, and 1 tuba. There are 3 singular flutes. No one can hear the flutes. And the flutes always have the melody. Saxophones are always the harmony. And they alone are twice as loud as the rest of the band. we're all here trying to blend in as a band, and the saxophones come in and they're screaming. They are screaming on their saxophones and they don't even sound nice. Why? Because they're using a 1.5 reed. And they just started and they're squeaking it all over the place and they are screaming into their saxophones. And no one can stop them because no one can hear the conductor when she's telling them to be quiet. You know, half the year goes by and the teacher has to leave for maternity leave. We get a sub. I thought, oh, this is going to be fun. She's taught for 26 years at Miller and 6 years at some other school. She has experience. She turns out to be one of the worst teachers I've ever met. I'm sorry, but she isn't the best. She's strict, she's mean, she's rude, she's loud. No one really likes her or the way she talks. I'm just really dissing her right now. So, her name's, I'm not gonna say her name. Yeah. Okay, so sorry, pull over. And then, but here's the thing. She cracks down on the saxophones so hard, and she also has the worst memory for names. So there are more beginning bands than one. This kid called Name sits in the same spot as someone who is apparently similar to him, whose name is Tejas. So, every day, and Name is the most annoying dude in the world. They got rid of the other annoying dude, Baron, and moved into another period with 1 flute. So yeah, that flute died even more. And he gets called Tejas constantly. The teacher's like, Tejas, shut up! Tejas, don't raise your hand! Tejas, don't raise your hand, raise it at an appropriate time! And the dude's sitting there with his saxophone looking at the teacher confused. And we're all looking at the teacher confused. Who's Tejas? And the teacher goes, oh, I'm sorry, he's from a different band. He sits the same spot. What's your name? Nene, okay. Calls him Tejas again. A few days later. Nice teacher. Other dude, saxophone again. She doesn't know anyone but the saxophones because they're troublesome and they're loud. His name is Vibe. She goes, what's your name? Vibey. That's an amazing name, Vibey. And she has done that so many times too, and we all are starting to feel bad for the saxophones, because honestly, the names are getting mixed up everywhere. Other kid, Kirsch, his name now? Kirsch. So she was always going to Kirsch going, it's not the Kirsch band, you have to shut up. But it's not his fault, the rest of the saxophones are being loud. We found out that today, because he wasn't here and the saxophones were still as loud.
Claire, we have 30 seconds to wrap up.
Wonderful. Okay, we have our new songs and you're failing to play them because you can't hear the friggin' melody when the saxophones are yelling the harmony, which sounds absolutely horrible because they're sharps and flats that they aren't playing. They're playing naturals. So it sounds like someone's just having a piano and just putting their fingers on it wherever they want. They're either speeding up or slowing down, and the teacher has yelled at them so many times for that. But they don't listen to anybody. The old teacher, the new teacher, I don't think any other teacher. She has to go to the rehearsal before the concert, specifically yelling at them. Saxophones, don't play loud, shut up.
Okay,
You can't hear the melody.
You can save it for the evaluation.
Okay.
It's important. Okay, that's why show course better. I'll say it later. Okay. So our next speech is by Tara. Yes, Tara. And the evaluator is by Lena T. And the assistant evaluator is Natalie. So today I'm going to be talking about the witch hunts. So this was kind of similar, inspired by Alice's speech on emus, because it's kind of another absurd story in history when people were kind of being absolutely stupid. So, yeah. So today I'm going to be talking about the witch hunts. This was basically a period of time when witches were hunted down and killed. So starting from about 1450, religion and the Catholic Church start to gain more popularity and start to have more influence over the people. So the Catholic Church decides to spread the rumor that there are a bunch of witches running around. They did this to try and gain more followers, that people would turn to them for protection and guidance against these witches. So you might be wondering what, okay, so you might be wondering what's wrong with being accused of being a witch. Well, people were very scared at this time because they were scared of witches and also being accused of being a witch. Now, the reason why they were so scared is because there's a pamphlet called Malefice Malicarum on how to identify a witch and how to kill her. One of the most popular ways to kill a witch was the water trials, in which the accused person would be bound up, thrown into a body of water, and if they drowned, that meant that they were innocent. But like, they just died. And if they floated, that meant that they were a witch, and they would be burned at the stake, which meant that they would basically just burned alive. So basically, either way, that meant that if you were accused of being a witch, you would have
absolutely no chance of surviving. So like, I mean, that's great. Most of these people who were accused of being witches were women because according to the Bible, when Adam and Eve were in that garden, Eve bit the apple first, and Adam, being the sweet little angel he was, naively followed along. So obviously this whole Bible thing was just an excuse, and it was mostly just because most men in the 15th century were just really big misogynists. So, I mean, yeah. In total, there were about 80,000 people who died from being accused as a witch. And witch trials is just one example of how absurd people can be and how sometimes they can make up really stupid things to try to benefit themselves. Yeah.
Our next speaker and her evaluator is Natalie, and her assistant evaluator is Angelica.
Okay, I know I wasn't supposed to use slideshows, but this is what it is, and yeah. So, many of you guys have probably heard about Hurricane Katrina. It was a hurricane that was 175 miles per hour, and it caused a power outage for 3 million plus people, and it took 40 days to get power back for everyone, which caused 45 deaths. But this hurricane, it generated around 1.5 terawatts of wind energy a day, which can power 136,363 homes for a whole year. Wait, technical issues.
What? You can use this one.
Okay. Hurricane Ida. The next hurricane I'll be talking about is Hurricane Ida. It was 150 miles per hour, and it caused a power outage for over 1.2 million people. During this time period, there was a 100 degrees Fahrenheit heat for many weeks without power, which caused 28 deaths. And this also created around 1.5 terawatts of wind energy, which can power a lot of homes. My mission is to harness the wind energy from storms, build wind turbines with greater efficiency and better cost, and to create a net zero future. Many of you guys have probably heard about a casual, regular wind turbine, the ones that you see while you're driving down the street. Well, I will be using the VOT, a vertical axis wind turbine. The standard horizontal wind turbine works at a maximum efficiency of 60%, and it is difficult to maintain, and it is unsuitable for wind speeds higher than 55 miles per hour. If the wind speeds accelerate over 55 miles per hour, the blades will get ripped off and thrown somewhere else. So I will be using the standard VOT, a vertical axis wind turbine. These are set perpendicular to the wind, and they have a lower efficiency, around 30% to 40%. There is less power generated, and it is used for higher and more turbulent winds. Here I have one. Don't spin it too much, it spins. If you spin it too much, it's going to break. These are the types of vertical axis wind turbines, VOTs. There is the D-type, H-type, and helical type. And for this, I will be using the helical type. No, wait, I mean H-type, sorry. So I designed it, and the features of my design will be that it can self-start, because most turbines need some energy for it to start rotating before it can fully start itself. I want structural stability so that it can last against high winds, such as hurricanes. I want low noise emissions so that many people won't get their ears damaged to noise pollution. I want them to be scale smaller than HOTS so they can be put together and generate more power. And I want to use multiple generators to create more power. And I will use higher efficiency by using active real-time pitch angle regulation, which I will be explaining. What is active real-time attack angle pitch regulation? Well, it consists of a servo motor and a position encoder for individual blades. 1 nanometer per wind turbine. What is an anemometer? An anemometer measures wind direction. A servo motor changes the angle of the blade, and a position encoder detects changes in position of the blade. When the anemometer when a position encoder on the bottom, it detects a change in the wind, it will send a nanometer, it will send a signal to a servo motor, which will change the direction of the blade to catch more wind, and it's gonna just keep going. Yeah. Again, this is an active real-time attack angle pitch regulation. There are steps of tuning, and nanometer senses the direction. Coordinates are set. Informations are sent to position encoders, and position encoder detects change in quadrants. Position encoder sends signals to servo motor, and servo motor changes the blade angle, and this gives us an efficiency of 68%. This is my MVP of design. So it will be a 68% efficiency, and there will be a cutout speed at 110 miles per hour, which is when it's gonna probably not do well. Noise emission, 32 decibels. If you guys don't know, decibel is, I don't know how to say it, like, it's this thing that can calculate how much noise is being emitted. The area for this turbine I designed is gonna be 20 by 20 feet. The blades, I will have 5. In the wind turbine I showed, there were only 3 because there was materials that I could not get. But there's going to be blades 60 feet tall and 2 feet wide, and the total weight is going to be 45,000 pounds, and the cost will be around 25,000. And the information is estimated based on other lots that are similar to this one. Partnerships. After I create this, I would like a partnership with Red Cross, AmeriCare, Team Rubrik, and Operation USA. I would want to distribute these wind turbines to low-cost areas, such as Cuba, where they're in need of such money and such technology.
20 more seconds to wrap up.
Next one. Okay, partnerships. Energy Vault. Okay. Energy Vault just stores all of the energy, and it's going to be a great partnership to have. My next steps will be to build the prototype, test the prototype, look into offshore development, develop the price and get to know my customers, and partnership with shipping companies. Thank you for listening.
Now we have Rose, Bud, and Lauren for the speeches, which is basically the evaluation. For our first speaker, Claire, the evaluator is Alice.
Okay, so Claire's speech on her band class was very entertaining. I would like to describe the entire mood of it as being sassy in a good way. In a good way. In a good way. Okay. I can relate to it a lot because there's a lot of people in my class that are really similar to your saxophone players. Now, some things that were really good was that she prepared her speech really well. She used nice wording, her pace was really good, and also the way she described everything is relatable, very relatable to most people, at least to me, and it was really nice. Some things that could be improved on was you focused a lot on the saxophone players, and some parts I was a bit confused on, like you mentioned for the saxophone players, 1.5 lead, I believe, and I was a bit confused on that because I'm not in band.
There's different reed sizes, and the larger you go, the more you get to your sound, and you start out with a really small one, you can make noise on it.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay. So overall, it was a really good speech, and I enjoyed it a lot.
Do you have anything to add?
So, not really. Alice covered most of what I was going to say. Just, it's, honestly, I feel like you were ranting about your bad luck.
Are there any yes?
Can I just say, as someone not in band but in show choir, this speech, the entire way through it, I thought, and I'm sorry in advance, because my school's band, not very great. No offense to the friends that are in my band. I'm sure they're amazing, but go show choir.
liked it. And, like, I questioned how loud were like the instrument thingy revolver.
Saxophone?
Yeah. Like compared it to a baby crying, how loud was this?
So times I've got like 20.
Oh god, that's loud.
And then
another thing.
5 of them in there.
Oh, and another thing was like, this may sound a little bit dumb, but like, what are saxophones?
Oh, so there, so do you know what an oboe is?
No. The fact I do not
Okay, so it's an instrument, is a woodwind instrument. Use reeds for it. It's like one of those, it looks like golden and then it just arches up. And then we play it like this. If you're trying to saxophone like that.
I think we should move on in the interest of time. Thank you. I would like to give some feedback. I just want to say that Claire, your vocal variety was amazing, and I think when you have emotions involved when you're delivering a speech, the vocal variety can really be amazing, and you demonstrated that. There were lots of emotions involved with your speech. It's a great job with the vocal variety.
Are there any other feedback?
Besides potato and
Let's move on.
Okay. The next speaker is Tara, and her evaluator is Alina.
So I think Tara had a good and interesting speech with a lot of interesting information. And I saw that you didn't have an index card when you brought up, which is good. But you sort of kind of paused sometimes, but that's just normal. And you sort of said filler words, but it was definitely less than last time. And you spoke loudly and clearly and had a good introduction, body, and conclusion. And yeah, it was a good speech overall.
Okay. Your speech, I'm not really entirely sure because you did mention that this was inspired by Alice's, so I'm wondering if you made it up just on the spot. If you did, that speech was really good. I like how you included the history that leaded up to your topic, which was like witch hunts. You had a clear beginning and there was a pause, but then after that you ended up having a very clear middle. And the ending was a little soon, but your entire speech overall was really good. I like how you used like larger words like misogyny or like misogynistic. Like that's a good word. And yeah, I think it was a really good speech overall.
Okay, are there any other? Yes. Emily.
do I need to stand up?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh. Okay, so just because I'm an amazing friend, I'm just going to say random things that you did slightly bad because I'm an amazing friend. So the pauses were actually kind of long, and I was just like, I was peacefully thinking about what you were going to say next. And another thing was that like it's good. That is for one. Was it actually a part of history?
Yeah.
Nice. And what is even considered as a witch? I don't know anymore.
Okay, any other feedback? Yes.
Okay, so I think Tara did a really good job explaining the gist of it. So like I think overall her wording in the most part was really good. And thank you for basing your speech off of me. I'm very happy with that. So and also further because how stupid humans can be occasionally. But moving on, so I think that some bits got kind of concluded. You could add some examples. So like I think the Salem witch trials would have been a good example. I don't really know much about the witch hunts. And I think your speech, I did not know that Catholic Church made rumors about it. Like, I just thought people were just being paranoid and being stupid than how it, like, when I first heard about it before. So it really minded me on the witch hunts, and thank you.
Okay.
I have one real quick thing.
Okay.
Tara, just one suggestion. If you ever forget the next part of your speech, like when you're giving a speech and in the middle you just sort of draw a blank, Just repeat what you said, the last thing that you said, and it will come back to you, what you need to say going forward. Okay, that's just a tip I've learned. Thank you.
Okay, so our next speaker was Susanna, and the evaluator was Natalie.
Okay, your speech is really well prepared. I know you had slides and you weren't supposed to use them, but they were really helpful in your speech. I liked how the topic that you chose would, if it were to actually be a project that we were able to work on, it would help benefit lots of people, which is really good for the economy. I know you did a lot of research on it based on your entire presentation. So the information was probably as accurate as it could be. In the beginning, it was very informational, which I liked. Like you cut straight to the point. The words were simple, but those simple words helped a lot with explaining your entire project. And I feel like your purpose or your topic was delivered in like a very professional and understanding way. So it was a really good speech.
Angelica, do you have anything to add on?
I think this might just be me, but most of the words were very simple. I got confused at some point. I don't know why. I think I'm just not good enough at science or wind or whatever. So it would have been helpful if it was like, if some of the vocabulary was explained like a little bit more. But that might have just been me.
Are there any additional feedback? Yes, I think.
So I really liked your speech, although you, as Natalie said, you weren't allowed to use the slides, but I thought that the slides did help a lot. You had like a visual idea of what your speech was. I like that your plan was actually able to be probably a feasible plan to actually execute it. And I liked how you add partnerships, so you had in mind of what you wanted to do with it. It was really good. It was really well planned. You spoke very fluently and continued even with technical issues.
Your idea sounded very interesting and you sounded very confident. I wish you success and make a lot of good to the humanity.
I don't plan on actually making this.
Oh, you have to say that.
We can't afford it.
So excited.
It's getting $5,000.
I'm just going to write you a check now.
I just want to say that I love how you gained your composure, even though you had a technical problem. It didn't faze you, and that sometimes happens. And I love how you gained your composure, and then you went back so that you could look at the slides. So great job on doing that.
Any additional comments? Okay, no. Right now we have an award ceremony.
Steve? Vienna? Germany? So, what's her name?
Yeah.
What did she talk about?
She did like complex. This culture.
Okay, good.
Her testimony.
And what's her name? Think of your maths, maybe they will recognize you.
Recognize me.
Okay.
Who did? Somebody took my name, no?
Yeah, Natalie, what's her name?
It's so easy, I think.
Yeah, and you was president at that time, right? That's why you remember. Great. And which workshop did she do?
I don't remember.
Too many workshops.
How to organize your speech. That's what she did. Okay, guess what? You guys are all graduated. And we will have a graduation ceremony. I will call each participant and present you the YLP certificate. And then we also have, yeah, why don't you do this? And then we also have a little present. Vivian Yan. Shake hands, and you shake hands with the, Okay, that's a certificate for you, Vivian, today.
It's a ToastMasters.
Yeah. And next, Angela Sang.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, and here's your certificate.
All right.
Yeah, picture time. Come on, picture. Come on,
Picture.
over there.
Over here, sorry.
Angela.
Next award goes to Grace Mai.
Sure. Nice job.
And here's your certificate. Okay.
Take him over here. Look over here.
Over there, Grace.
Smile. Good job.
Next award goes to Alice Rogers.
She's so excited. Congratulations, Alice. Good job.
Congratulations. Your certificate.
Over here. Over here. Good job.
Next award goes to Angelica.
Nice job. Over here. Smile. Good.
Oh, this is bigger than I thought.
Next award goes to Gabrielle P.
Good job, Gabrielle.
Good job. Okay.
Okay, smile. Good job.
Next award goes to Susanna Kupchandani.
That's over here. Look over here. Smile. Thank you.
Next award goes to Alina T.
Good job, Lena.
Good job. Good, good.
Hey, look over here.
Woo! Alina, over there.
There you go. All right.
Next award goes to Natalie Tan.
Hey, look over here. 1, 2, 3. Thanks. Oh.
Next award goes to Eileen Pat.
Good job. Okay, look over here. Look over here. 1, 2, 3.
Next award goes to Emily G.
Good job, everyone.
Congrats.
Okay, look over here. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Good.
Next award goes to Tara Liu.
Nice job, Sarah. Okay, look over here. Look over here. All right, look over here. 1, 2, 3. Good.
Next award goes to Alina Yang.
Good job, okay, look over here. 1, 2, 3. One more. Good.
Next award goes to Claire Yao.
Good job, Claire. Okay, look look over here. 1, 2, 3. One more. Good.
Okay, now we couldn't have done it without all the contributions from the guest speakers. So, Tara, you are the representative for the participants, and I think you've got a thank you note prepared. So, Shalini, why don't you come back and give the thank you note to her? Okay, Shalini, you know who Shalini is? And find the
Thank you. Do you want to take a picture of them as well?
yeah.
Sarah?
And the center also have a little present for you as well.
Sarah on the side. Yes.
Okay.
Slide over like ever, say the content together. Yes. Got it, ready?
Cool.
Okay.
So, next up, Deanna. And you have the food. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, Steve. Okay, so this one, please.
Okay, I'm right here.
This is the Okay, and thank you, Abhijit, for coming to our final show.
I got it already.
Right? And then,
Wait, he gets a bag, right?
you next time, next time when you do a guest speech, you'll get it back. And so, I am so grateful for. I'm so grateful for my partner, Rovina. And you get this. So, what else do you have? Thank you, card for? We do have. We also have 3 other speakers. Jay Marginita, who can't make it today, and Joy Sen from Canada, and Dennis Dawson as well. So 3 of them, they couldn't make it. I will just take them on their behalf, and then I will send them to them. And who do you have the last one for?
So, the last one is for Mr. Ray Liu.
So our CC will represent our 688 to say some thank you to Mr.
Oh, okay. Okay. actually this is very nice gentleman, and actually later I will very nice lady to create this program. As I said before, I think it's really a learning experience that beyond the scouting, it's an experience that they will carry on forever in their future. And I think it's actually this is not ending. This is just a start for their future. What they learn, they will carry to their the life. And then how to say, I think they get to really learn how to get prepared for anything. Yeah. Thanks so much, Mr. Liu, for everything.
May I ask Lillian to take a good picture, make up a new picture for the certificate, please. Go. Because she was the first one, she didn't take the picture with them. Yeah. Thank you, Lillian.
Stand forward a little bit. There you go. Okay.
Over there.
Look over here. 1, 2, 3. Great.
Okay, now. Yeah, all the girls, do you mind I take a picture with all the guests and speakers? Good pictures. Please, like, good pictures. Come on.
No, I'm okay.
I know.
Right? Yeah. You girls stand closer.
Nice pose.
Yes. Wow, right? Girls.
We have all the girls. Come on, you need to come on. Come on. Two rows. Yes, and second in the gas. Come on, I just walk here. Walk girls. No, I walk. I walk in the second row. One more there. Second one is over. Let me see. Alice. Yes, thank you. Okay. Sorry, just one picture. Come on.
Okay, look over here.
Hey, girls, attention.
Hey, look over here, kids.
Hey.
Look. Smile.
1, 2, 3, cheese.
One more. Keep going. Smile. Look over here. Look at my hand.
10 minutes. Don't move. 10 minutes.
Good job.
Okay, hold on. Okay, thank you. And then, oh, girls, don't move. And then, yes, good. Thank you. Ray, Snake, and Lupina. Would you like only 3? And then Mr. Architect, you might have 3 of you. Welcome here. Please, come on. I know. And Betty, come on. Scoutmaster. Yeah, one more girls. One more first. Hey, girls, come on. If you want to cooperate, please.
Closer. The one to the right, closer. No, keep going, closer. Why are you moving away?
Here.
Smile. Look here. You are in the way. Smile. 1, 2, 3. One more. Look at me. 1, 2, 3.
Look
Great.
there. Thank you.
Color guard, hold. Color guard prepares to lower the colors. Color guard, lower the colors.
it was a nice experience for us, and then I hope you have learned something and keep applying what you have learned in Scouts, at your school, wherever you go. And we also have 3 more sessions to complete the communication merit badge and public speaking merit badge. We will also do it here in person. With that, I announce the program is adjourned.